So I think
we are connected.
Okay. We are waiting for you, oh, tech guy. You are not responding to us. Can you allow the others to share their... Hello? But is there no tech guy? LSA team. Hello? Are you hearing me? Hey.
Yes, we can hear you, ma'am. Ask your question. Yes, we can hear you, ma'am. May we go on with the question, ma'am? I wish to ask a question. Okay, my name is Dr. Mujida Abdullahi Malagudu from Mamadu Bello University.
Can you allow the other speaker? What I said is let's gather all
in case if they can't hear, I mean, the panelists should be able to answer your. So can you give it to her?
To respond.
Yeah, you can ask a question.
Okay, please. My question to the panelists, first of all, is that I want to say that I was there last year, and I really I got a lot of support from the first two speakers because I was on the cohort with Dr. Danladi, and my queen doctor mentor is also there, Dr. Elizabeth. So I am meeting Dr. Ajayi for the first time. Please, can I have your contact? Elizabeth knows me. So I think I'm going to be seeing you. So if I'm looking for you, please don't run away from me. So
I can't. I'm with you. I'm with you.
So the question I have is the issues about the printing out your call and answering those questions, because like you said, calls don't come in basic languages, so it will take an intrinsic interaction with that call. So the way you think about it and then bring out those questions, I'm interested in that aspect. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. All right, Oji Ifan is my name. My question goes to the aspect of finding a potential host. Like, some of the calls we say that you have to have a host who is willing to accept you. You understand? And maybe like my brother that is doing his migration studies in Germany. Most times how did you swim through the league of scholars in Germany that you are able to now get one that said, okay, come, I'm interested in you? That's the question I want to ask. Thank you.
Thank you very much. My name is Ajadi Razak. I want to appreciate all the speakers for the wonderful experience they have shared. My question is directed to Dr. Ajose, actually. You mentioned a germane point, which has to do with putting your thoughts in writing. I think this could have been the most important take for me if that aspect of the presentation or the discussion is expatiated, because every presentation has a structure. So what should be the structure of your proposal, and what are the components that a proposal in this instance should have? Thank you very much.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Chioma Gonadi, and I want to thank the presenters for all they've said. So my question is, there are some fellowship that will tell you that they want an independent research. So let me frame it this way. In writing a proposal, is it advisable to continue with your PhD? If there are gaps that you've seen in your PhD, you want to continue on that. Or do you totally look for a total different area or field, because I know there was a fellowship that I applied, and in their feedback, they told me that they don't want the build-up. So the proposal was a build-up on my PhD. I said, okay, I discovered this, and I want to build up on that for the postdoctoral. They said, no, we don't want a build-up. We want an independent scholar. That was the word they used. We want an independent scholar. So how do you actually know which one to go for, having a totally different proposal or building up on your PhD? Thank you.
So I would like to give the speaker each 5 minutes to respond to the questions. Thank you.
Okay.
5 minutes, please. Just short response. Thank you.
Okay. So, can I just come in?
So the email we send out to the host such that they will send it to
Thank you.
Dr. Ajayi, do you have any other thing to say? Please unmute yourself.
Okay, yes,
Okay.
I was just going to I would just react to the question being asked with respect to whether your proposal should be a form of continuation of your PhD or not. Actually, most fellowships require that what you are doing is a build-up on your PhD. Actually, because I mean, it's probably that you have a trajectory of a scholarship. So many postdoctoral fellowships will require that you build on what you have done in your PhD. For those that will not expect you to go in that direction, you will have seen that. If you check their profile, you will have seen that they want something entirely different from what you did in your PhD. As people, most postdoctoral fellowships require that what you do in the postdoc is a build-up on what you did in your PhD. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Please, the other speakers, I would like you, LSA team, please kindly hand over the something to those who are seated at the physical so that they can each respond. 5 minutes to give their response.
Okay. Thank you very much. Just a few things I would like to say. It's very important that before, Oji talked about looking for a host, contacting a potential host. This host, you should also know things to do. So what you do is to do a background check. So you're applying, you're conducting a research, your PhD was on migration or traditional priestess. There are experts, there are authorities, established scholars in that field across the world, in Europe and America. So you have read their work. You now understand that your work aligns or, perfectly with what they are doing. So I've done this, I've done that. I am applying to so and so fellowship, and I would like you to be my host. What I am proposing to do is so and so thing. I have background in this kind of research, and these are the evidence, maybe preliminary studies that or publication that you've done. Then you now attach your CV to give the person have an impression, an insight about your research trajectory. then you now say, that you expect a response from him. I look forward to hearing from you. So what you should do is that you spread your tentacles. It's not enough to just send one or two, emails to people, to scholars, and then positive feedback from them. I will give you an instance. British Academy International Business Fellowship is on. Last week, I sent in 10. I reached out to 10. And out of these 10, I got 1. That's the spirit. So if you send 5, for instance, you may just not even hear from them. 1 wrote back for me from any book saying, "Oh, great, fantastic, download, but I am afraid my hands are full." So that's what you need to do. Then more to you that talked about can I use fellowship opportunities as a leeway to reproduce my PhD? Most often, of course, as you said, you need to look at what they are looking for. Are they fellowship opportunities that are expecting you to come and convert your PhD into publishable manuscript, or they are the ones that are asking you to carry out an independent research differently from what they do? Someone will ask you. So you are saying that you want to come and continue with your PhD, but you've completed the PhD already and you've defended it and you have the certificate. So what new are you bringing on the table? So what people do is that you know what you're asking for. If it's fellowship for you to come and carry out an independent book project, you can propose that, yes, I am applying for this fellowship because I did so and so work during my PhD. But I know that new evidence, new innovation, and your university or your research center has what it takes. And with your expertise in that field, you will serve as a better guide for me. I am interested in this fellowship so that I can now come and convert and rework my PhD into a publishable manuscript in form of book or monograph. That will make more sense, and often they like that. But if there are other ones that we actually know we don't want that, we want, they are even specific, just as he said, about the area that they actually want. So that's what I want you to do. And again, as the leader said, resilience. Winners are losers who never give up. I spent the last year from Leeds University in UK. I was talking with him on Friday last week. I sent a call to him. He said, he forgot to tell me that he has finally gotten 1 PhD after 30 applications. 33 invited him for interview at Texas. Yes, last week. So don't give up. That's the spirit.
So thank you very much. Can we also have the response from the 2 other speakers? Thank you.
Thank you, Chair. Thank you all for your questions. Thank you for listening to us. Somebody asked about how to get proposal samples. I think you're in the right place. Just walk up to anybody that have attended any fellowship before. Be nice, smile, collect their emails, get their emails, and then do another email afterwards during the conference to do a follow-up so that they don't send you the next day again, like, hey, you haven't sent it to me. Just be nice, smile very well, and you probably get something. So then finding a host, I like to share my own experience of how I got hosts to apply for Humboldt. I didn't get it, but getting the host, it feels like interviews. People who just say I'm going to be a host because they are risking their reputation, and they're also going to be a part of that application. They're going to write some things for the Humboldt. They're going to go back to their chair of their own department to write them some more things. So they are very invested. So they have to ask, why am I invested? Why should I put that much time? What is in it for me too, for my own career? How does that shape my own career trajectory also? So it's no beefing, it's nothing personal. It's just that it has to appeal to them. So from my own experience, my host was from another mentor who I had met along my PhD journey. So he now wrote an email, copied somebody else. Then that somebody else now wrote an email saying, I can't do that, but I can ask you to look at our university and then think about your own background and whichever person's profile fits yours the most.
So I read through, and then I decided that this person is somebody in religion. So I was working with film, but because it's a religious film, so I thought that that may be of interest to her because people are interested in multidisciplinary. So she's able to, so I was able to make the argument that her background in religion will help, further my own interests, being that I'm coming from film, but I'm working on religious film. So we had, she asked me to first of all send my writing samples, previous articles I've published. So I did that. She took some time to read it. Then afterwards, asked for my proposal. And then she now said, okay, now we can schedule a Zoom. So that was when we eventually had that Zoom meeting, and then she felt she could invest. So also, I think it's also just being a scholar, because network is very key to finding hosts. Just sitting down here, somebody walked in and we started chatting because I've met her 2019 in Kenya. And so it's part of network. I don't, sometimes it will appeal to her more if I send her an email now saying that we met at the conference 2019 where you were hosting. So that will strike something more. She will feel like she's obligated to answer that kind of email than maybe somebody from the blue. So you just have to keep being a scholar, professional in meetings, so that you don't come off with. It's possible I've met you before and I've read your name, and I remember we had some nasty exchange in one of those conferences. I won't be open to it. I also think that just being professional and networking smoothly. And please don't be desperate. Just be yourself. Don't write somebody 10 emails back to back. The person will block you. So thank you.
Thank you. So please, we like the last speaker to short. Please give just a short response. 5 minutes. Thank you.
Thank you. Well, let me start from where she ended. When we are sending our application, our introductory emails, please don't let us be desperate. Don't use terms like, please help me in the name of God. Yeah, all that. Don't be too, and don't sell yourself too cheap. Yes, you are looking for a position, you're a scholar, they need you. They need you. If your work is good, they will call you. I share a brief experience. I've met hosts in Germany who told me I just returned 5 emails. I told them I'm not chanced. And they showed me the application. And I knew why they said they are not chanced. If you on the search connect with them, they'll be chanced. I didn't find a host find me. Yes. That's what the host said study called people multicultural in Germany. And I said, okay, use music to study multicultural in Germany. So she was looking for a scholar. And I applied. So sometimes these people are actually looking for you. So you have to put yourself in that position that, look, it's either you take this work, it's either you do it and eat your work, or you leave me and let your work suffer. Depends on how you put it in writing. So you are selling your product, your PhD work, you want to sell it. Somebody say, we want to buy. Okay, this is it. If you buy my product, this is what you get. And I'm going to quickly end on writing. There's no one-way structure, but your writing must have these components, and how you put it does not matter, or it depends on what is recalled. One, there must be a background. That's where you set the context for the conversation. What's the background? People have been dying in Nigeria because people have looked at this and this and this, this and this and this. That's why I want to look at this. And then it is beyond your own voice. You bring scholars to support your arguments. And the scholars you are bringing under your literature review, it must be relevant. So you don't bring somebody who is talking on music and pandemic when you are interested in music and economics. So your literature must be relevant, must be current. They must also be foundational. There are voices that if you want to talk about and you don't cite them, you have not done anything. So you must look for foundational scholars in that area and then engage them in your literature review. It's very important. Then your research questions are objective. You must ask a question, or you must be answering a question, or you must have an objective, and it must be clear. Don't make it too much. This study will examine, this study will define, this study will investigate, this study will explore, this study will, just be focused. 2-3 questions. In fact, I learned from somebody ask questions rather than state objective, and it's been working for me. I just ask questions. So what I'm saying is that it is when I come to do this research, I will answer these questions. And I've showed you step by step. I thank Professor Kalikoze, who is listening to us. My engagement in LSA 2021 is a fire experience. Kalikoze taught us how to write abstracts. That was a game changer. So after your research question, your method is very important. Your method, you can have fantastic questions, fantastic ideas, but your method is unrealistic. You want to study a phenomenon in Lagos, I mean, there's no sense in it. So your method must be very key. Are you doing field work? Let us know. If you have collected the data, let us know. Or if you want to compare your data in your new place, let us know. That is very, very key, because your research question, your methodology, they are like Siamese twins. If you have fantastic questions, you have terrible method, you can't answer that question, right? And then, why is the study important? That's significant. So some will cause and the host or the founder is very important. And lastly, why do you want to come to where you want to go to? Why not stay in Unilag and do your fellowship? Why do you want to come to SOAS? That's why you now talk about people, facilities, and even environment as important for you. That for me to do this work as I would have wanted to do it, I need to access your library. I need to meet Professor So-and-so, who is a leading scholar in this area. I need to access this group who do this kind of thing I am doing. So I've seen that this person's question is deep, a method that's sharp, literature review is well-grounded, and this thing will help the society. If we don't bring this person here, then we will lose. Thank you.
I like to commend all the speakers for sharing their insights on their fellowship application, their experience during the fellowship and the public. And you can see that although there is some similarity in the experience, there are also some differences. But we also like to add that when you want to apply, there are many opportunities. You have to see how it fits into your research focus, because it's very important. You need to study the core. Look at the requirement criteria. For example, questions about to write your proposal, you have to see some calls for fellowship, postdoctoral fellowship, give you guidelines about how to, structure your proposal. The statement of significance of the problem methodology. It's also important for you to understand that most of this postdoctoral fellowship is not for you to go there to start a field work. You must have done your field work before going for the fellowship. In your proposal, you need to establish that you have the resources, you have the data for the fellowship. Most of the period of the fellowship for you for writing, you're assessing resources, academic materials that can then dialogue in, discussing with mentors there who will help to shape your idea. So it's important for you to carefully study the call for application, the specific requirements of the fellowship application, and see how they fit in. Don't be fixated on one specific call. Yeah, we have people who have got Alexander Bono, but we have people who have got Leventis fellowship, and there are so many other fellowship. Look at them across and see those that fit into your research agenda, your research focus, and then study carefully. It's not something you rush about. You must be able to carefully look at it and see how they fit into you. Then look at the guide for writing the proposal. It's also important for you to look at what those who have been awarded the fellowship have done. Is there a specific theme? Do you see some remarkable theme across the awardees? that is relevant? How do they fit into your, which criteria do they require? Some call for application have specific theme. Some maybe yearly, you see changes in some of them. They have a very broad theme. You will see how you fit studies in humanities, social science, something. Then you see how yours. But it is important to establish you are building on existing research. You have new insight, new perspective, new areas to contribute, and you must be able to convincingly show the importance, the significance of your work. And also, mentoring is important. What we are doing here is an aspect of mentoring. After this section, you can still speak directly with some of the speaker to also share. They are already mentors. They can mentor the PhD students who are also aspiring to apply for this fellowship. And I think I also like to commend the speaker. They gave us fantastic. They are already, in a way, established early career scholars. They are building on their career, and they have been able to demonstrate that they have a clear focus on what they are doing. They have been able to apply for competitive, and they have won it. So they are already mentors. They can also mentor you here. You can speak with any of us after this section. You can send us email, and we'll be glad to also share other perspectives with you. So I like to thank the speakers, the LSA team, and the audience for this section. And we wish you all the best. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for this opportunity.